Hello guys, I'm going to show you how to defeat the Maneaters. The Maneaters are a really annoying boss to defeat because they like to really push you off the edge of the bridge and everything, and it's just really annoying overall. But when you know how to deal with them, it's pretty easy, so that's nice. So, because I haven't screenshotted or recorded my own equipment and stuff, I'm just going to tell you my stats. My level's 46 and I have the Gloom leggings instead of the leggings I usually have, because those give more armor, so I'm using those. I'm also using the Ring of Magic Defense, which lowers your magic power, but gives you a higher defense against magic, which isn't really bad for me because I don't use magic pretty much. And the gargoyles really like to use magic on you. That guy is really annoying too. I decided to skip past him because, well, you have to defeat him every time. And, well, I died quite often. Like, I've been trying for 2 hours or something. So, obviously this is also not my first try. Okay, so you can defeat one of the Maneaters by just shooting arrows at him. But that's not fun. At the beginning I tried keeping at this bridge, which is not the best idea, since it's really easy to be thrown off the bridge this way. So instead you should go to the big rounded circle in the middle, which I'm going to do pretty soon. So as you can see, I went to the middle of the circle. This is the best place to defeat the Maneaters with. Definitely if you're melee. You won't really get thrown off the bridge if you're there. You want to do as much damage as possible, because the Maneaters will otherwise just out-sustain you. So I try to be fairly quick with my damage, as you can see. I do recommend you use quick healing items. So late moon grass, full moon grass. Since the Maneaters are quick in damaging you. When they're with two at the same time, it's going to be terrible to try and stay alive. If the recording quality is not as high as normal, that's because I was recording on my laptop, and apparently it matters if your computer is fast or slow for my capture card. So there are it's blockier than usual. As you can see, there are now 2 Maneaters. When they do the yellow stuff, you just saw, you really want to cancel him. I failed at it, but now the Maneater's really quick. And since they are with 2 at the same time, this is really annoying. At this point, you need to be careful with lock-ons, by the way. It's really easy to get thrown off because of the lock-ons. So try and remove the lock-on when you see fit, but definitely don't keep it on while they are flying away and stuff, because otherwise you'll be thrown off the bridge by just walking. As you can see, I do quite a bit of damage against each Maneater. I'm not really focusing one at the same time, but it's mostly because I'm only melee and I can't really choose which Maneater to kill. the best way to get away from them is dodging them, because otherwise they'll throw you. And they can really throw you off the bridge, which happens a lot. So these magic attacks are pretty easy to dodge, but you should dodge them since they do a lot of damage. And if there are two of the Maneaters trying to hit you with that magic attack, it gets a little bit harder to dodge. As you can see, I'm just trying to damage both of them at the same time, pretty much. Every time one of the gargoyles or Maneaters land, I just try and attack him. I tried defeating them with the bow at first, but I'm not really good with the bow. Well, I'm not terrible with the bow, but I can't do my aim. I can't disable my aim on time and stuff. And I think melee is easier. So as you can see, I'm just doing damage at both. The Maneaters do... As you can see, I also stopped the yellow attack. And I did a whole lot of damage while stopping the attack. It's really recommended to do that. These bosses do remind me a lot of the gargoyles. Instead, they don't really do the annoying attacks, which is nice. Like with Dark Souls 1 there's this fire attack which goes over the whole map. They don't do that, so that's pretty cool. Dark Souls 2 also has these gargoyles, and these are a lot more annoying, I would say. Like, these Maneaters are annoying until you figure out how to do it, since when I figured it out, I almost got it instantly. As you can see, every time I get a chance I try to do about 200 damage, which is 3 attacks with my sword. I would not try and do this when you can't do as much damage as this, since, well, then the fight would just take on forever. Even though you can do it, of course. But I would still try and upgrade your sword if you can't do this much damage at all. So something that is nice, when they both land, you can attack them both. And you really should do it when you have the chance, since that makes it a lot quicker again. You should try to keep this fight quick, but you shouldn't be focusing that much on it that you can't finish. So as you can see, I failed to stop the yellow attack again, but I'm still taking my chance to do a lot of damage. And as you can see, the Maneater got really quick. And now I got both Maneaters yellow, which is really horrible. I was lucky that they flew up pretty quick, otherwise I might have died there. Since they are really fast when they're on the ground, when they're yellow like that. So the attack where they just blow the green stuff, you should just try to block it or dodge it. When you block it, it does less damage, which is not ideal. And when you dodge it, obviously it doesn't do any damage. It's not hard to dodge either. So with these bosses you can't cut off their tail, like I did accidentally with one of them. And that makes it... That makes the boss a little bit less annoying overall. However, it's really hard to cut off their tails and you shouldn't be focusing on it. But it's a nice plus when it happens anyway. As you can see with one of the Maneaters. I almost got them now, and as you can see, I did take a lot of full moon grasses, but it wasn't all that terrible as you can see. I didn't have too many points where I almost died. Really the most annoying thing with the Maneaters is that if you stand on the bridges, they like to throw you off. And they won't fail at it. I think like the first 10 times I just got thrown off instantly, like the fight didn't even take a minute. Okay, last hit, which I should be careful for, that I don't get too much damage. It still could happen. And as you see, I got the Maneaters. They weren't all that hard when I got the trick. Also, I totally forgot to hit record on the Demon God fight, so sorry about that, but I will be recording that in the second playthrough.